Yeah. Swig a Palmer for luck. And we begin. Screw it. We're jumping right into it with Edmonton. I still don't know how the lighting feels. It looks weird because there's a lot of red on the Bruins, and it's weird and feels disrespectful. But we're going for it. We're going for it. Fresh off the back of back-to-back cups, we might as well see what happens. Right? We might as well see what happens. So let's take a look at this year's retirements. We have no luck with the lottery. We don't even really necessarily need lottery luck. It's just more, how the hell are we going to keep this team in competitive shape? Renee, Mike Smith. Mike Smith stayed in Calgary the whole time. That is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Shea Weber retires. Mike Green, Goligoski, Jack Johnson. Broke 300 career points. I should be sleeping, but I can't sleep. You telling me? Claude Giroux, over 1,000 points. What a guy. What a player. Bobby Ryan and Milan Lucic both. So, Lucic retired in Edmonton. And then not only that, I mean, of course, we brought him back. Actually, that's what it was. That's what it was. We brought him back. I remember now. He was in the AHL this year with Bobby Ryan. That's what it was. I'm like, wait a minute. He wasn't in Edmonton. He was in Bakersfield. Technically with Edmonton. Parise and Mike Smith both become scouts. I need a Tugi's take on how you would book this independent wrestling show. That's a terrible idea. Because you don't know half of the roster right now. Here, book this show when you don't know half of the people who are eligible to be on it. I don't play fantasy booker, dog. I don't do it. So, as far as our draft pick situation, we do have the number 3 overall pick. If Calgary is willing to make a deal, it probably would be worth the trade up. They are not, so we'll probably stay with the number 3 overall pick. That said, we did have a couple of questions over who stays, who goes, because we have very little cap space right now. But, you know, 6 first-round picks. Thanks a lot, San Jose, for the number 3 pick. So in terms of goaltending, we still have that major decision to make over what the hell to do with Demko and Wallstead. We might not have to make that decision until the beginning of the season, but that's still the decision on the horizon, so that sucks. That's gonna be rough. Defensively, still got Jones, McAvoy, OEL, Clefbaum, Andrzejczyk, and Kravchenko. However, that OEL contract, it was supposed to be a rental, and we should probably get rid of him. If I'm being honest, we should probably get rid of him. Because that cap hit's going to be a little bit of a problem. That said, our defense is set if we keep him. I guess it depends on who else is expiring. Matt Tkachuk, his deal is up. He was also supposed to be a rental. Aside from that, Passy Rask is the one big name. We could actually afford to keep OEL. We could afford to keep OEL. We just let Tkachuk walk, which kind of sucks. But still. I'm going to see if I can get anything for him. Like, there has to be a team in the East who is... It's like, even if I can get a 3rd round pick for him, I'll do it. Odds are it won't work, but I'm going to try. OEL needs to go. I don't think he has to, though. I mean, after maybe the next season, but for this season, I think he's fine. Can I get a first from Detroit? Give me something. Literally even like a 7th round pick. This way you have negotiating rights. Let's see if the AI is smart enough to even, send along a 7th round pick for the negotiating rights to Matt Tkachuk. Let's see. If they don't accept this trade, then I'm sorry, that needs to be fixed. If they don't accept this trade here, it should be fixed. The AI team should be willing to do that. They have the money to re-sign him. I mean, come on. We see those type of trades all the time. Negotiating rights. That sucks. So, I think we are going to lose Matt Tkachuk for nothing. Which is okay. That was the plan, really. We didn't give up much to get him in the first place. And then the only question is what to do with Oliver Ekman-Larsson, although we're not in that bad of a spot to just keep him for now. The only expiring deal that we have that's going to be of concern, the money that Matt Tkachuk was taking up, will be able to make up for it. So, I think we're good. The only other possibility would be to sit here and use these draft picks to go out and get somebody else. The problem is, we really don't need anybody else. Fleece the system, trade OEL, sign Tkachuk, then trade Tkachuk for a D-man. That is possible. That is possible. That would certainly be fleecing the system. I don't think I have to do that, though. The problem is, any defenseman I could trade Tkachuk for probably wouldn't be better than OEL, unless the team was interested in trading him. So, and unfortunately, there's not going to be a cheap hello. I was going to say, there's not going to be a cheap star we can trade those extra firsts for. I'm trying to decide. Wow, that offensive awareness. I'm trying to decide if I just want to make all of these draft picks. You know, if we want to use these draft picks or if we want to try to make something of it. But the problem is, in terms of trading, there's nothing we can really do. Our defense is already stacked. Offensively, we're already set. I mean, we're going to have McDavid, Tkachuk, Kaprizov, who jumped to an 89. O'Reilly, Andrews, Ivanov, Penner, Asham, and Yamamoto, or Passy Rask. We don't need anybody else. Our top six is already set. So I guess we might as well just make the picks. Try to end up with as many decent draft picks as we can. I mean, the problem is we have the 23rd, the 26th, 25th, 31st, so... The only debatable point here is, will OEL drop? But he's 32. I'd like to think he'd be safe. Subban didn't drop, and he was a couple years older than when we got him. So, medium elite Gentile. Defenseman goes number 1. Oh, Jimmy, no! Oh, Arizona, that's not happening. You're not taking Jimmy Hart away from me. Calgary didn't want to trade the number 1 pick, so I assumed Arizona didn't want to trade the number 2. We are getting Jimmy Hart. That is happening. I was hoping he'd still be available. He's not. I don't care. We're trading for him. This is in no way similar to what could have happened recently on a YouTube episode that we'll not talk about. Oh, boy. Alright, well. I raise you a 3rd overall pick. Oh, my God, his value, though. How good was he? 81. Shit. Although, for being the mouth of the South, he is in Arizona. I guess it kind of makes sense. Whoever I draft might be more valuable than that pick. So, I'm going to see who's available here. And we have to take whoever we think is the highest rated. So, let's look at the grades. So, 2 Bs, 1 B, straight A's, a Dan Rizzi, the center. Let's do it. He is the pick. I think he has to be. Although, the A+ physical grade for Stortini might technically see him with a better rating. We're going to take Rizzi on the London Knights, who's only a 79, but that's okay. He should have more value than that 3rd round pick did on its own. Please, hopefully. He does. Good. Good. Arizona, let's talk. Let's talk. I just assumed you wouldn't have wanted to trade the pick. I know Rizzi's stellar. A steal, but he's not Jimmy Hart. Look at that shooting category. Are you kidding me? We're going after Jimmy Hart. Rizzi's very well rounded as a 2-way. It's not even a discussion. It's not even a discussion. Will that go through straight up? No. Okay, worth a shot. We have all the extra picks in the world to pull this off. We are 1,000% getting Jimmy Hart. How about a 4th? Just to see how close we are. You know, why not? How about Washington's 2nd? Trade them back, OEL. The problem is we don't necessarily have a high-level defenseman to replace him. The only way that we would is if there's a free agent available. I mean, 3rd pairing next year, I guess O'Mara could get the opportunity again. I mean, we gave O'Mara the chance last year on the starting roster. Mixed results there. Very mixed results. But he could be given an opportunity. Trade OEL back to Arizona. All right, you know, I'm on board with it. They need a defenseman, and it gives me the opportunity to pick Horde just a little bit more. So, yeah. Arizona, what do you think? I honestly thought they'd accept that. I honestly thought they'd accept that too. I know they don't want to trade Hart, but it's still kind of surprising. What if I just tack that on? What do you think? Hey, there we go. Well, we draft Rizzy. It's a draft and trade. We send OEL back to Arizona. They might be able to get more assets out of him. And yeah, we have ourselves Jimmy Hart, which was the plan the whole time. Again, I looked at Calgary. They didn't want to trade, so I assumed Arizona would not want to trade either. But yeah, I'll take it. Now we have all the other picks. This is the NBA now. Yeah, pretty much. 12th overall pick. Let's see if there's anybody half decent here. Again, the problem is... Okay, well... I was going to say, the problem is... There's nobody we can trade for. Our team's already stacked. There's nothing we can do. So, I don't know. Oh, boy. I mean... Why? Why is he still available? What the hell? How is he still available at this point? Mark Messier comparison. How the hell is he still available? You cheat the system too much. Yeah, well, I don't even have to. Even if I didn't cheat the system, which, you know, I didn't for the most part up until like just now. Come on. I get handed players like this in the draft all the time. He's only a 73, which seems very low given those grades, but the shooting is already solid. He's 18 to 73 in a medium elite. It's ridiculous. I hope a previous YouTube video has taught you a valuable lesson on being greedy. It hasn't. It hasn't. I will always try to rip off the AI in these games, because that's the way to do it. I need to go back up to the top here. I always wonder when the next Freddie McDonough is gonna show up. Haven't seen him in a long time. We have back-to-back picks here, and 3 out of the next 4. Guess you can re-sign Tkachuk now. That we can. Not that we even need him, but that we can. Alright, so those grades are a bit more reliable, even though the shooting is down. But Lume looks like he could be the pick. Oh, Gaspard. Every team needs a Gaspard. Earl Steckel. I'm trying to think if any of these... Okay, well... I was gonna say, I'm wondering if any of these players are more valuable than the pick themselves. The answer is apparently yes. So that's good. There's also Tony Dingle. Tony Dingle. Tony Dingle. It's beautiful. Trade Tkachuk to Calgary, you monster. No, I'm gonna hold him hostage here. After already winning a cup with him. Lume at a medium 6. I don't really like that. I don't really like that potential this year. I know a lot of these guys aren't that bad. If we could trust that Mahalik was good, it'd be fine. I gotta be honest, I think we might trade down. I doubt Vorobev's that good. And with Steckel, there was nothing too crazy to go off of. There is Bergevin, who I don't really trust. Outside of that, Takashi is a guarantee. Sapinen, not really a guarantee. There's the low elite Dingle. T-Mander, not really a guarantee. Flynn. There's the gem, Thomas Schutz. Not really that great, though. And Will Dicka. Will Dicka, another low elite, and Quincy Sandlack. Holy shit. Okay. We'll go for him, too. I know the clock's running, by the way. Don't worry about it. Alright, so. How far do we have to trade down here? we could trade down decently into the second round. So, that's good. Who has the... Oh my god, we have so many picks left that we don't even have to make. Calgary! Let's talk. Let's talk, shall we? Let's talk turkey. How would you like... Not that I want to help you out with a bunch of first-round picks. But I could kind of screw you over a little bit, maybe. Who do you have on your team where this could be worth it? Knucklehead, take it easy. I love how you're like, you need to stream, and then I do, and I start late. I need to call a timeout. I love how you were one of the people who's like, you should definitely stream, and then you pass out on me. Amazing. That's dedication. That's dedication, folks. Shook, shut it. I can't trade Tkachuk. He's got 1 year left. Stop it. Alright. Let's go with all of these. You got punked, apparently. I don't believe they have anybody that I'm overly interested in right now, outside of Gentile, who they just drafted, who I'm not going to be able to afford, and also Pettinen, who we drafted earlier. You know, the Matt Tkachuk trade. This is what he was involved in. Holy low elite 85 overall at 20 years old, Rick Mealy. Jesus. I don't even need him, but that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. I might be adding him to a deal. So, Calgary, how do you feel about giving me first-round picks in the future? And what if I add Rick Mealy? Just to further cause extra divide for no reason. Alright, what if we take out that second first-round pick? But we also managed to get another second-round pick. We get our own second-round pick back. So rejected. What if we take Mealy out of the equation? We get your first next year, 2 seconds this year, and let's go with a second and a third next year. Pleasure doing business with you. Sweet proposal? Yeah, you might want to think so, but you just helped me out more than you will ever know. So you go ahead and enjoy all of your medium top sixes. 65 medium 6, that's fine. Will they end up with a steal? Another medium 6, 65, alright. I'm not regretting this. Their next pick. Medium 6, 65, whole bunch of average here. Medium 6, 64. Calgary, you got fleeced. You got fleeced. You really did. You might not have, but you did. Because I got to avoid a whole bunch of average selections. When is our next pick after this? We're going to have to trade up to get everybody that we want, but that's okay. Because we have this pick, the best pick, where we get to draft Dante Tkachuk from Denmark. And that'll be worth the value in and of itself. He's only a 54, but he's going to have unreal trade value. And actually, well, San Jose doesn't want to trade that pick. They need every pick they can get after giving us all of their first rounders. So it makes sense. It does make sense. Those players will knock you out of the playoffs. Oh yeah, they will. Eventually. But not yet. So let's see. We can trade down at 7, 8, 9. Okay. So we don't have to immediately trade, but we do want to make sure that we get Dingle. So Los Angeles, for example. Are you willing to trade that pick? Really? Why are people holding on to your seconds? Winnipeg or Chicago? Hey, there you go, Winnipeg. There you go. So, we'll give you the 48th. And you give us the nice, shiny 6th round pick this year. What do you say? I'm gonna say that should probably go through. Or it shouldn't. Wait, nope. I'm dumb. Whoops. My bad. My bad. There we go. That's better. I misread what pick was which. That should still probably go through. Come on, man. Let us move up for nothing, please. Take a nice shiny 4th. That's... Okay, that should probably go through. And a 6th. Please. Maybe. Really? Like, I know you don't have any interest in my pick, but still... Come on. I'm drafting Tony Dingle. Are you serious? This is extortion. That's what it's like to be on the other side of this situation, huh? Okay, that's even more, and it's still like, you're still pretty far away. Shap, don't worry, you haven't missed much. It was a very late start tonight. Just give me the damn pick. Thank you. So go figure I fleece Calgary, and then, you know, Winnipeg makes it a little bit difficult for me, but that's okay. That's okay. Because we're gonna draft Tony Dingle. Tony goddamn Dingle. Another Great Dane. Another Great Dane. Tony Dingle. Welcome aboard. Hey. 62 is actually better than I thought he would be. So at this point, I am going to have to double check the amount of draft picks that we have, because I just gave up a lot of them. But I do have the players that I want, including Jimmy Hart, and including Cardwell, and Dingle will be down there somewhere. So we have 2 second-round picks and 2 seventh-rounders. That's it. We do have 3 first-round picks heading into next year, though, so that's good. We traded Oliver Ekman-Larsson, picked up some extra draft picks in return, used those draft picks to trade up and get the goalie that we needed. Who's left on the board? Dante and Tony, the most Danish names, pretty much. So let's see who the best on the board. Hello, if that's accurate. It might be. We got Mr. Smiles. Don Smiles. Interesting. Confirmed medium elite Steven Wengranowski. Confirmed medium elite Yuri Alexiev. Alright, I need to find a way to make this happen. And with all these unconfirmed medium elites, no one has crazy enough grades that really has me interested. Oh, some of these names, though. Good old Albert Poe. There's another medium elite gem. Darcy Olsen. Just don't know if I trust it. That screams medium or low top 4. Screams medium or low top 4. Digging the background lights. Me too. Now you know why I can't afford to buy a jersey right now. Because I had to complete the lighting setup. But, you know, we're rocking the Oilers because I'm messing around with them a little bit, though. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about where they are right now because of the obvious, you know. But, you know, we'll figure it out. Alright, so there is the other low elite low elites. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Of course, I don't really trust those who are projected to be way up in the 200s now, because of what was happening with Anaheim last night. Does the gem tag even mean anything? I have my doubts at this point. If I see someone who's a low top 4 gem, I avoid them. So, I mean, it might mean that they, you know, I agree with Dunno in that it's faster development, but if they're a low top 4, I don't care that they develop faster. They still have a lower ceiling than I would prefer. So, because of what happened with Anaheim, I'm going to avoid these guys in the 200s. I don't trust it. And a Mike McAllister, if that was accurate, that'd be great. He's also 20, though. So I think Sandlak is the one guy that I am really interested in picking up here. Let me check the rest of these low elites. I don't really trust it. Don't bring me back to the top. Come on, game. Well, what the hell? Is it still sorted by potential? That was really weird. What the hell? I don't even know what just happened. Time to hoard all the picks. I don't even know if I trust Alexiev there, to be honest. I don't think I do. I'm really scared of drafting players in the 200s now. But those top 3 are interesting enough. And then there's the one low elite in Sandlak that we could look to pick up soon. Aside from that, there's the medium 6s, but I don't really trust them either. So, I think our only targets left in this draft, we want to make sure that we end up with Sandlak, and then we trade down a little bit further to try and get the likes of Wengranowski, Hornqvist, and Smiles. So right now, we could afford to trade down about 10 picks or so. We could afford to do that. So let's go to, say, the 15th pick, Detroit. And in fairness, it's not even trading down. Technically, it's trading up, but still. Let's see, what do we have here? We'll use the Washington second. Are you dumb enough to do that just on its own? No. Sweeten it just a touch. Okay. So let's go with the 5th round pick next year. Thank you very much, Detroit. Thank you very much, Detroit. And the player we're looking at should still be here. Is it normal for there to be franchise goalies in the 100s? Yes. Do they not normally develop? It's hit or miss. It's hit or miss, to be honest. You'll have better luck, though, because odds are they're always going to go with low starting overalls. You'll have better luck if they're a gem because of that faster development. So, Quincy Sandlack of the Flint Firebirds. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard, 75. Oh, it's just unfair sometimes. And even then, I didn't do anything cheesy to get him. That's just how it happens, man. That's just how it happens. It's ridiculous. There has to be a way. There isn't, but there has to be. What if I do this? What if I do that? How drastic of a change is that? I don't know. I'm gonna stop fucking around with them. Let's just say that they're fine for now, right? Let's just say that they're fine, because they are, I guess. I don't know. Although that looks kind of weird now. Fuck it, it's good. I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm not gonna mess with it. Imagine trading down only for the CPU to take your player first overall. I know, right? Imagine if that were to ever happen. Imagine. Alright, as far as the draft class is concerned, our next few targets... Our next target's down in the 80s. Okay. We are currently in the 40s. Right. Mets fan. I thank you for the follow. It's like, Mets fan. That's depressing. We actually might just be able to make... Okay, or you can menu lag me. I hate Sandlack. He's rough. He's coarse, rough, and he gets everywhere. He sure does. He sure does. Speaking of goalies, whatever happened with consistency. Again, it's a meaningless stat because if you view consistency as 0 out of 2 is the best, which is debatable. If you view that as 0 out of 2 is the best, EA sets basically every goalie to 1 and a 2. Which could be defined as some goalies play better than their overall, or sometimes they're worse than their overall, which describes every goddamn goalie. So why is there even a consistency stat? That's why. That is the final end result of that whole debate, and it's very dumb. What the fuck? Why did that guy's EA? Let's not. Vancouver, let's make a deal. Let's make a deal. I'm calling you Kaku. Thank you for the follow. Call you Kaka. Soccer great Kaka. Alright, so. How would you like to trade up 7 spots? And we'll go with the 5th pick, and you get to move up. Thank you, Vancouver. For some reason, I always keep making these deals with division rivals, which it's gonna suck. But, you know. Alright. They made drafting too easy. If you get good scouts, you get the good picks. I mean, that's how it's supposed to be, though. The better your scouting department, the more successful you are. So, it works as it's supposed to. It's got that going for it. Let's see. I could trade down a little bit further. Cool. Let's go to, like, the 15th pick of Detroit. I'm trying to be a little bit conservative here, but also trying to pick up some extra picks as we continue to trade down, so I can get those other guys later on. Give me a nice 6th and a 7th to move up, 8 spots? Thank you very much, Detroit. But then you turn off owner mode, you can't sign any scouts you want because the scout budget isn't a thing. That's true. But who cares about scouting budgets? Scouting budgets? I'm an owner. I can pay whatever I want. I'm the Maple Leafs. I could still trade down a little bit further. So let's do that. Tampa, care to talk? Why isn't there a consistency rating for skaters? Don't know. Don't know. Just flat out don't know. Oh, boy. Give me a nice 6th and a 7th again here. Please. Thank you. So we just continue to work our way down the draft. Go ahead and sim to this next pick. And we'll probably make the selection here to be safe. Indeed we will. Mr. Wengranowski, the Italian. Welcome aboard. He's only a 50, but he has really good trade value. So, you know. How about EA makes own mode worth playing and people won't turn it off? That's a fair point when everything regresses way too quickly. From here, we get the trade down pretty damn far. I'm thinking like 5th round. And I don't think we have another pick until the 5th round anyway. Calgary, they really need to rework the trade value system is what they need to do. Calgary, how would you like 2/6 for me to move up into the 5th? How would you also like a nice, shiny... Do I have a goalie that sucks? Not really. I mean, these 2 starters will probably be dealt eventually. Who matches the block for you? Anybody that I'd be interested in giving away? Not really. Not really. Alright, so now we start adding in 7ths. This is what we worked for. There we go. Thank you, Calgary. I have made a lot of trades with Calgary already, but that's okay. It'll all work out. It'll all work out. So let's see. Again, we got to go down to like, what, the 180s? Shit. I'm good to trade out of the 5th round and go straight to the 6th round. I'm playing it a little bit too safe. I'm playing it just a little bit too safe. So we're going to give up these 5th round picks. You give me that 6th round pick. And a nice, shiny 3rd round pick way down the road. Okay, that was a little bit... That was a little bit too... You know, too much of wishful thinking. How about you give me a 4th next year? Okay. Calgary. How about you give me a 5th next year? Please. Please. Thank you! Thank you, Calgary. Edmonton and Calgary, the best of frenemies. Well, I'm surprised they are still willing to make any trade with me, considering I'm getting exactly what I want out of all of this. But, you know, there's a Bowmeister and a Cedric Kwong. Alright, so, where are we in terms of the ratings right now? I could still trade down a little bit further. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Florida. It's been a very eventful draft, the most eventful I've ever seen. Well, you know, Bill Belichick style. Just constantly trade down. It'll all work out. Just constantly trade down and everything will be fine. Florida, what do you say? Or you can menu lag me to death. That's fine. Thank you. Thank you. And then we move on to the next user pick. I've gotten too used to games like MLB where menu lag's not really a thing. It's pretty nice. So Smiles is still there. Hornqvist is still on the board too. Donnie Boy! You're probably not going to be a high elite. I expect him to be probably like medium fringe. But it's still worth the option. High fringe. Sometimes things in life surprise you. That said, I'm still going to go after that other goalie. Let's see if we can get a deal with Washington here. And that'll be the last move of the draft. I did not expect that to trade down this much. I was trying to be conservative and make sure that the AI didn't jump in terms of, you know, selecting people off the board, as they love to do. Reference. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, reference. Hornqvist, I expect you to be medium fringe. But we'll see. Alright. That works. That works. Nice pleasant surprise to end that draft. So we end up drafting Rizzy, trading him to get Jimmy Hart, Caldwell, Takashi, Dingle, Sand. I mean, that's just a hell of a draft. It's just a hell of a draft. One hell of a draft. Now let's see what the hell free agency or the re-sign phase has to offer us. We also need to re-sign some scouts, but that's okay. Nothing like getting a franchise-level goalie in the 6th round, right? Nothing like it. Nothing like it. I don't know how I feel about the lighting. I don't know how I feel about it. It's really bothering me. It's really bugging me. Am I going to mess with the lighting right now? Yes. Yes, I am. What light is this one? Nope, that's not the one I wanted to drop. Let's go back over to this one. Bam. Too much. Yeah. And shaboo. That looks a little bit better. That looks a little bit better. Who else? Rourke. Braden Rourke. What time is it? Jesus Christ. I ask myself that every day. Alright, so as far as the re-sign phase goes, after trading away OEL, we're still looking pretty good. We have $19 million in cap space. Delia, you can leave. Thank you for your service. We have all of these goalies. It's ridiculous. I'm old enough to remember when this was a realistic series. How is it not realistic? Explain to me, Dunno, how that was unrealistic. Because I feel like it was. It was realistic. We trade for OEL. Use him as a rental. Work a deal with Arizona to trade up. They got the prospect we want, so we make a deal to trade up and get him. We swap prospects. That happens. Mainly in the NBA, but it happens. We traded down a lot. That happens. I refuse to accept your criticism. Let's see. Defense. White, you are out of here. Jacobs, you are out of here. Voros will probably be signed. He's Canadian, so he won't be. Sandlak will be signed, though. Wait, Sandlak was Flint, right? I think Sandlak was on Flint. So I'm going to hold off there. And Okposo, I don't even remember if I can sign you. So we're going to get rid of Tommy Cross. Then we get the likes of Dingle and Wen Gronowski. No GM would trade down 600. Here's the thing. I would have only traded down once if I could do math and realized I had to trade down to the 6th round. So it's not unrealistic that my math skills are terrible, because they are. Think I paid attention to math? Fuck no. Only math I know is this guy has this many career points. Wachowski, get off my team. So I didn't jump on a certain jersey. I'm broke. I'm broke. That's the problem. Tough to buy a jersey when you got no muns. Fox needs to be signed, because of course he does. Well, we'll sign him. Jimmy Hart needs to be signed. He's 17. Do you ever power punch when you sneeze? Makes you feel great. Makes you feel like you pulled something in your back. Justice, you're going to be in the AHL this year. Alright. JVR, get off my team. Luke Gazdick, get off my team. And Carl Hagelin, get off my team. Centers, Passy Rask and Leuenberger need deals. Leuenberger can get off my team, though. Holmstrom, you're good to play in the AHL this year. Passy Rask only wants 1.3. That is not bad. Sign him up to it. And that's that. Not bad. We'll still have to sign Tkachuk, but it's still, it's okay. It's okay. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Right? It'll be fine. Lance, welcome back. Cardwell accepts. Rask, Holmstrom, Fox, Hart, all signed. Beautiful. Fox's left wing. Doesn't seem right. Ha. I know, Swartzy, I know what you were referring to. Why would I waste my money on a Burrows jersey? Why would I do that? Would that not be like, hey, I opened up a P.O. box, send me stuff, and then someone sends me that jersey, and I can't possibly get rid of it because then I'd feel bad. That's the kind of item that would be. God, all those goalies kind of suck. In terms of overall rating. And as far as the defense is concerned, again, I'm not sure if Voros and Sandlak are eligible, so we're not going to sign them for an extra year. Same with Okposo. I don't remember. Okposo did play in the U.S. Okay. OHL for Sandlak, I thought so. He played with Flint, and Voros was also in the L. So we will be able to sign Okposo, which is good. Everyone else we're going to avoid. And then forward-wise, it's just Tkachuk that we have to sign. And we still have 19 million to work with. So obviously we're not going to let go of Matthew Tkachuk for nothing. I know he's a 90 overall, but that's still a little bit more a little bit more than I was hoping to spend. It's going to cost me 10 million bucks to sign Tkachuk and then probably trade him. Definitely trade him because there's no space in our top 6 right now at all. I'm very tempted to let him go for nothing. I know I have the money to sign him and immediately flip him, but I'm going to let him go. He was originally a rental. I'm going to let him go. We will free him back. We'll toss him back into the ocean. He was a rental, and I will accept the fact that he was a rental. Let's be honest, I don't need to get whatever the hell I would get out of his trade value anyway. I don't need it. I still have to trade people away. We'll see what's on the free agent list. And we'll be fine. We'll be fine. That's a damn good free agent class, don't you think? Damn. We got 19 million bucks to work with. Goalie-wise, of course, we don't need anybody. I'm going to double check. And that's Alexiev, who was in the draft that I passed up on. Well, let's go ahead and throw our name into the hat with these goaltenders. No guarantees that they sign, but, you know. Jesus Christ, everyone wants Alexiev. We'll go for him. And the medium starter payer. Now, I know I just let go of Tkachuk to not kind of exploit trade value. Signing these guys is expressly for the purpose of exploiting trade value. Don't mistake that for anything. That is 100% the reason. I don't think I'm going to sign Payer, though, because medium starter's not that great. So defensively, Turgeon, yes please. Go for you first. I'm going to double check all prospects here. Jesus Christ, did you go undrafted? No, Vegas just didn't sign you, because why would they? Oh my god. No wonder, it's like, no wonder why it's so easy to exploit the free agent list. It's because the AI, it might have been dropped as a child. I'm not making light of that, I'm just saying there has to be an explanation as to why the AI just cannot manage a team. Just, they cannot. They are incapable of properly managing a team. Let's double check the team really quickly as far as, you know, how we're set up, what we need. The answer is basically nothing. AHL depth is the correct answer. But, you know. Let's see. So we only have, well, we got 3 goalies signed right now, so I do have room for one more. I'm going to hold off on signing any backup goalies, though. Defensively, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 defensemen signed for the AHL. So let's figure that out really quickly, shall we? Let's figure that out quickly. See what we're dealing with. I'm totally not on Spotify. Alright, defensively. I mean, Werenski and Provorov are both available. Neither seems to be that expensive, so that's good. Technically, we'll have 4 defensemen. So we need 2 other defensemen. Going for Zach Werenski could work. Do we need him? No, we do not. But boy, is it tempting when you can afford him. Boy, is it tempting. It is very tempting. And then forward-wise, I mean, Besser's there, Aho, Tkachuk. Besser is expensive as hell. Only a 60-point year, though. It was in the Anaheim series where he tore everything up. Actually, hold on. Let me look at the attributes. I'm just saying, Brock Besser with Connor McDavid could be very interesting. It could be very interesting. What team wants Matthew Tkachuk? The Los Angeles Kings. How good's Aho been? Not bad. Well, you know, what do we got, 19 million? Oh, Brock. Let's just find out what happens. Let's just see. Alright? What's the harm in just checking to see what happens? I don't see the harm in it. And if we don't get them, it's fine, because we don't need them anyway. And we don't really need anybody else that's a free agent. Turgeon signs. Alexiev goes to San Jose. Gillies signs. He was the franchise. Frazee signs. Voros and Hope for Nate Schmidt. No. Blanchard signed. I do not want Ty Berry back. Thank you. Werenski signs. Besser signs. Okay, Kevin Durant. I see how it is. You can't beat us, so you gotta join us, huh, Kevin Durant? You don't want none of me, Kevin Durant. Oh, boy. I did not think both would sign. Yet here we are. Both have signed. So our defense is currently Jones, Werenski, McAvoy, Andreychuk, Clefbaum, Kravchenko. Thanks a lot, Columbus, by the way. Forwards, it is McDavid, Draisaitl, Besser, Kaprizov, O'Reilly, Andrews, Ivanov, Penner, Asham, Marlowe, Yamamoto. Jesus Christ. Oh, boy. We are going to have some severe cap issues. Because Draisaitl is on the last year of his deal. Ivanov's on the last year of his deal. There's going to be some problems. This is just unfair how the squad fits under the cap. Bullshit! That's just me. That's all me. It's not unfair. It's just that I am so smart. SMRT. 2, 3, 4, 5. I need one more AHL defenseman. And then forward-wise, Jesus Christ. So that is our 9 with Asham, 10, 11, 12 with Rask. So that is 9, 10, 11. Alright, so I need one forward and one defenseman. Back to the oil. Indeed. Indeed. As we continue to alternate. I mean, why give up? Next year we'll be dumping a lot of cap, though. True. But that's what teams do all the time. That's why I'm saying in like a normal series I should be like, okay, if I sign this free agent, it should be okay. Spin a wheel. If it's a 7-year contract, 1 through 7, whatever the whatever number it lands on is how many years we have to stay loyal to them. We're totally gonna do that. We have to do that. Because otherwise, yeah, free agency gets to be a bit ridiculous. But we never set ground rules for this. It was just, hey, fix Edmonton. Fixed. They are fixed. Fix Edmonton in a realistic way. This is not the game for your realistic ways. Let's be honest. Anyway, we still have 2.5 million in cap space. We need an AHL defenseman. I'd like to sign a veteran, like Crystal Tang. Is that Kevin Miller? Yeah, it is. Let's go, Kevin Miller. You're insane wanting that much money. You are insane wanting that much money. I'll offer you that deal. You'll be in the AHL all year. And then we need one veteran forward. Like Alexander Radulov. The Radulov. Look to sign him up for the year as well. He'll be down in the AHL ripping people to shreds. What'd you get with the third pick? We ended up with Jimmy Hart. I didn't think the team in front of us, Arizona, would draft him. They did. So we ended up just taking someone with the third pick, and we packaged Oliver Ekman-Larsson with him, added a couple of draft picks, So we ended up with Jimmy Hart. And who went to, or where did Tkachuk go? Probably Los Angeles. That was the only team that was interested. I'll double check really quickly. I will double check. But probably LA. Tatar to Dallas. Aho to Vancouver. Gusev to Ottawa. Yes. Yes. Jeff Skinner to Winnipeg. Tkachuk went to St. Louis. Provorov to the Islanders. Besser and Werenski signed here, of course. Because don't let your memes be dreams, kids. Do what you gotta do. Miller signs, Radulov signs, and the dream team is complete. Oh, God. It's meme-tastic. It's meme-tastic. Now, in the meantime, while this is loading, let's go to the fine world of me trying to figure out what the hell I want to do with these lights. Because that blue cannot really overpower that orange, is what we've discovered. And if you combine color combinations, it gets to be a little bit weird. So, there's not so much I can do here. I don't know how I'm going to set up these lights, damn it, but I'm going to figure it out eventually. I think it's better having them back there than literally sitting on my desk, because it's kind of weird. But, it's tough when, you got a 90-degree angle right there. I'll figure it out. So, as far as this team is concerned, this is going to be fun. Only took you 5 years to win a cup. It took less than 5 years. Well, I think it took 4 years, and we've won back-to-back cups. Let's see. Yeah, Wallstead should probably be the starter, but Demko's the man. Right. So we still have that major decision over what to do. Both are on the last year of their deal. Wallstead is ready to take over. This is a real Tim Thomas, Tuukka Rask style situation. Shout out to Edwin Guerrero. I think, if anything, we just keep this tandem for the rest of the year. Let Demko walk, and then Wallstead takes over. Why not keep them both for the rest of the year? And then once the argument is whether or not Wallstead's development's being stunted by him being a backup and not getting enough playing time. So, that's an argument. I'd just say keep the Rave Lights. I mean, the Rave Lights haven't gone anywhere. The Rave Lights are still here. So, those will never die. I don't know what to do with these two goaltenders, man. I can't help but think we just keep both. Screw trading Demko. I think we just let him walk. Because I think it's time for Wallstead to take over. But Demko has won back-to-back Conn Smythes, so it's kind of tough. Only 80 poise, by the way. I bet he has a high poise rating. No, the poise rating's meaningless. Oh, boy. At least in relation to that means they're a playoff performer. If that is the actual definition, then boy, that doesn't work out too well. Jesus Christ, this defense. So Goulet and O'Mara will be down in the AHL for one more year, even though they probably shouldn't be. But I'm not too worried about them developing. I mean, I'm not too worried about stunting their development, I guess, although I should be. Oh, boy. And then forward-wise, that is 10, 11, and 12. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. This is ridiculous. This is going to be one of the best teams I think we've ever put together. This is so stupid. This is so stupid. Oh boy. How the hell are we going to build this team? I'm not too worried about Langkow and Janssen, although they had both done pretty well last year. We need to bump up Kallio, which I think spells the end for Kyle Yamamoto, even though Yamamoto did pretty well last year. Can I send down Rask and Hart? Hart would be sent back to junior, which is fine, I guess. Jesus. So I'm a Penner, that's 10, 11, 12. I need to get rid of 2 people. Kallio can be sent down, Fox can be sent down. And Kallio's a grinder. He'd be a hell of a power forward. Oh my god. So if I send down for the moment Kallio and Rask, just to see what this team looks like. I mean, we're gonna have to do something here. Like, the defensive and goaltending situation can stay. Jesus. So, say that we do have Draisaitl, McDavid, Kaprizov, Penner, Andrews, Besser. You hear Asham should probably have top 4 minutes, though. So instead, what if we go with Draisaitl, McDavid, Besser, Kaprizov, Andrews, Yashim, Ivanov, O'Reilly, Penner. Who has the best shot? Penner does. And then Hart, Marlowe, Fox. Hart is the best center of the group. How did Besser... Wait. How did Besser become a free agent? I mean, they just let him go. So that's what the roster's looking like right now. Defensively, it's Werenski, Jones, McAvoy, Andreychuk, Clefbaum, Kravchenko. And then, of course, we have Demko and Wallstead together. Which is ridiculous. And then the AHL is going to be a little bit more stacked than it should be, because someone like Kallio's there, Yamamoto's there, Passy Rask, Janssen, Langkow. Like, just ridiculously stacked. Like, undeniable NHL talent in the AHL. Oh, God. Cardwell's a scratch by default. We got to change that. Braden Christopher, you need to get off of this team. Darling is not ours, right? He is not. But left wing, I know that Frazee is. You can't be under the cap if this is a team in real life. Well, lucky for me, it's not real life. It's a video game. So, mission accomplished. Wooly, take it easy, man. Take it easy. We'll catch you later. And then Jake and Smallwood gets into the lineup as well, our captain. So the team this year is shaping up to be something like this if we go off of overall. So let's see, who's the best center out of Holmstrom and Smallwood? It's Jakin, even though he's not that great. Third line between Moran and Blanchard. Let's go with Blanchard. I'm going to drop Yamamoto down. Run Francisco Langkow at center. And let's run Janssen at center. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And this team's possible RL, you just have to be the master of the cap and negotiation. I agree. I agree. Logan Day, we do not need you in this lineup. We need Okposo. And Petter Hansen. Peter, get out of the lineup in favor of Turgeon. You'll probably make the playoffs. I'd like to think we have a chance. I'd like to think we have a chance. But you can never really be certain, now can you? I think the only way to end this, once we're done with the Oilers run, will of course be to let the final couple of seasons, be AI full control. I think that's what we're shaping up to have this be. So I'm gonna continue to have this team be as ridiculous as possible, and then we'll switch control, and that should be interesting. Oh boy. So I think we're okay for now. Call it a hunch. I think we're okay for now. I kind of hate having someone like Kallio down in the AHL, but I mean, we have cups to win, right? We have cups to win. I think we're probably good. Just let the power play be what it is, maybe. Although Penner has power play time, it's kind of weird. Void, you literally just described exactly how we play it, so. Let's see, Draisaitl is the two-way. I mean, we changed McDavid to the sniper last year. I don't know if I want to change up anything. Double A is a pretty damn good playmaker. That said, Draisaitl had a decent point total last year. He really did. So I think we run Draisaitl left wing two-way, McDavid as a sniper, and I think I'm going to go Besser as a playmaker, even though he's a better sniper. I can't imagine he won't still put up points as a playmaker. But you get to feed Connor. That is your job. So I'm actually going to make these changes, I think. Still, plenty of debate over whether or not it does anything. For me, it's more so making sure that if I go best lines, the power play in 4-on-4 is set up as it should be. More so than I think this is going to be a proper balance. It's like, again, I try to keep the proper balance, but am I convinced that it actually does anything? Not at all. Not at all. But I guess it can't hurt, right? I guess it can't hurt. So we'll change Besser over. Kaprizov will get to move to a lovely left wing spot. I think he'll still be the playmaker of the group because Asham's going to be the sniper. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. So Kaprizov's fine. Double A. We're going to be changing over. Let's see what the third line's going to be. So Ivanov as a playmaker, which is accurate. O'Reilly as a two-way, which is fine. And then Penner as a sniper. That's perfect. That line should be crazy good. And then the fourth line right now is Marleau, who's a second-line talent. Could be a playmaker or a sniper, which is ridiculous. We have Jimmy Hart, the mouth of the South, who's going to be changed to a center. And again, he could very well be a sniper. And then, oh, Christ alive. So, Marleau could be a playmaker or a sniper. Hart could be a sniper. And then there's Fox, who should probably be a sniper. Hart has that really good shooting category. I think what we're going to do, Reese Fox is going to be the right wing sniper. Which sounds like a horrible nickname. Jimmy Hart, I think I am going to make Jimmy Hart a two-way. Because of that physicality. He has a really good shot, but Marleau being the playmaker, Jimmy Hart as a center two-way, and then Fox as the old right-wing sniper option. Please tell me I should edit Jimmy Hart. If I can edit the hair, I will. Offensively, Werenski has the puck skills category of a two-way. You could argue offensive. The offensive awareness is there. The shot's more of a two-way. He's better as a two-way. Whereas Seth Jones is clearly a step up and should be an offensive defenseman, as he is. Andrew Tkachuk as a two-way makes sense. McAvoy as a two-way makes sense. Clefbaum and Kravchenko. So we have one offensive defenseman, but that's really all we need. Seth Jones is the best point producer on this team. So let's change a couple of things over. And we are at least going to start this season, I think. Because, again, we don't really have much to change. Double A needs to be a two-way. We don't have much to change, to be honest. And the changes that we can make can be delayed until we get closer to the deadline. Like, if we see that Demko's kind of struggling a little bit and Wallstead's breaking out, we trade Demko. But certain changes are going to have to be made at the draft next year to make sure that we're, to make sure that we're good to go. Because, yeah, we're about to run into a little bit of cap hell. Not a ton, but a little bit. Marleau wears number 6 as a forward. It kind of bothers me. Does that bother anybody else? It bothers me a lot. More than I'd care to let on. McDavid's only 27, by the way. Ivanov, Marleau, Fox needs to be a right wing. Again, the jokes are just there for the taking. Good old Reese Fox, number 54 as a forward. You're killing me. You're absolutely killing me. Next up, the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Much, much bigger than the actual Jimmy Hart. There he is. Good old Jimmy. It's gonna be two-way centre. Am I allowed to edit? I'm not allowed to edit his hair. Am I just the beard, right? Yeah. Well, he doesn't have the Jimmy Hart mullet, but, you know, it is what it is. Last two to change are Kaprizov and Besser. Besser's going to be a playmaker. Kaprizov's going to be changed to a left wing. Good old Brock Besser in Oilers colors. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's beautiful. Oh, F this game. Yeah, Ninja, I know. I wish you could change the appearance. You can change the appearance in Madden and in MLB, but for some reason, like FIFA and NHL, it doesn't let you change anything. I don't know why. I don't know why. Kirill Kaprizov. Left wing. There we go. We are good to go. Give Jimmy a mustache, though. I probably should. You know, I can at least give him... I can at least give him the facial hair. I can do that. Hold on, let's go back. I can at least do that. We can give him the Jimmy Hart facial hair. The sweet-ass mustache. Let's do it. Can't give him the horrible mullet, but we can at least give him the mustache. So we need a strong mustache, but with a little bit underneath. Not much, though. That's perfect. That is pretty much what we're looking for. Oh, that might be pretty good, too. You know what? The mustache is probably better. Just the outright mustache. God, that is handsome. Don't know if we want it to be orange, though. Let's go with a nice little dark brown there. And current beard length. What are we dealing with? Yeah, you know, that works. That works. And for the playoffs, let it go crazy. There you go, Jimmy. There you go. That looks painted on. From a certain angle, it looks painted on. Jimmy Hart. There we go. It's beautiful. Isn't NHL still using the old engine? Indeed it is. Indeed it is. If you're meaning as in not on frostbite, correct. Alright. So, again, let's go best lines to make sure that the power play and everything is good to go. So it's going to be, let's get Penner on that side, Besser on the right-hand side, Asham, Penner, and Fox. Center depth is good. Draisaitl, Kaprizov, Ivanov, Marlowe. Defensively, Werenski, Jones, McAvoy, Andreychuk, Clefbaum, Kravchenko. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. He stole his mustache from Joe and Vito. That he did. That he did. So we are set. We don't have anything else to do. Any changes that we might make to this team, I think, will be later in the season. If someone's underperforming, Jake Smallwood is still the captain of Bakersfield, as is tradition at this point. Let's see how this team does to start the year. When you win the cup, he has to wear the glasses. I wish. He gets the megaphone and celebrates. Screams from the rooftops that he's a Stanley Cup champion. Oh, man. Well, let's see how we do this year. We know more changes are on the horizon. Something's got to give, with both Demko and Wallsted's contracts being up. So the pressure is on Thatcher. I know he's won 2 in a row, but still. The defense right now, changes are going to have to be made. I mean, this is probably our best chance here in the next few years to win another one. FIFA needs the ability to edit appearances badly. I agree. Or they just need to be better about, you know, having more typical appearances from certain regions. But yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. You can scout China and end up with a guy who looks whiter than me, which is hard to accomplish, but FIFA manages to do it. 4-1-2. Not exactly off to a overly thriving start, but we'll be alright. Not to mention we still have 3 first-round picks, thanks to Calgary and, of course, the San Jose Sharks. Thanks to, them giving us 4 first-round picks for Mr. Pool Party. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We are 9-2-1 to begin the year as we head into the month of November. Bakersfield's not exactly killing it, which is surprising given the talent level that they have. The goaltending, at least the backup goaltending, is pretty weak. But that is a pretty damn strong team that is underperforming right now. 13-1-2. How crazy of a season are we going to have here? Big Boss, you missed quite a bit, man. You missed quite a bit. There's a decent amount to recap. 13-1-3. We finally lose another game in regulation. This one to Winnipeg. And I really should just clear out the trade block. San Jose are 10-5. I'm not worried about their pick being all that great for us. Hello, losing streak. We've lost 3 out of 4. Look out. Look out. We're on a downward slide. But we beat Arizona 8-1, so we have that going for us. We do play Pittsburgh as well. You're not going to be able to see that. It's behind the webcam. So. Let's see, we beat LA, we beat Arizona, we beat Anaheim. We're playing Pittsburgh. Now you can see it because it's shifted. So we are 19-4-3 as of December 1st. Very much in first place. Connor McDavid is very much running the league. Let's see. Draisaitl has 24 points in 26 games. McDavid, of course, at 29 points. Brock Besser, despite being changed to a playmaker, still has more goals. 27 points in 26 games. Kaprizov on 26 points. So Kaprizov on the second line is a point a game. You have Andrews at 22 points. Yahir Asham has not adjusted well to being on that second line. Ivanov with 10 points. O'Reilly with 15. Penner needs to get the call up. I know Penner has power play time, but still. Asham was the playoff hero. He deserved the chance to step up, but still. 12 points for Marlowe, 9 for the Mouth of the South, and 9 for Fox. It's not bad. It's not bad. Defensively, Werenski on 9 points. 12 for Seth Jones. 6 for Tkachuk. 12 for McAvoy. 7 for Clefbaum. Only 2 for Kravchenko. Goaltending-wise, Demko is killing it. So is Wallstead. Again, this is a real Tim Thomas, Tuukka Rask style situation right there, where it's like, okay, you should both probably be starters. Let's keep both of you, or Luongo Schneider, to bring it back to a Canadian reference. Although one tandem worked out much better than the other, we don't have to talk about which one that was. It was that one. It was that one right there. Hart's already up by an overall point. Indeed he is. I can't imagine, too, what some of those guys in the AHL are looking like in terms of point totals. I would imagine they're looking pretty good. Just an assumption that they're looking pretty good. Do we wear the white and blues this time around? I don't know. I'm not going to assume that we're going to win the cup, alright? Assumptions are dangerous. Alright? Assumptions are dangerous. So, let's not say anything too crazy. Texky, buddy, I was just thinking of you. I was just about to check Twitter and be like, I wonder if he's gotten back to me. Apex time? I'm down for that. Give me a little bit of time. Give me a little bit of time. Go grab a sandwich, and I'll be ready to play. But I am 100% down. We're 32-6-3. Let me sim to the deadline. And that'll be where we potentially have to make some rough decisions. We're going to have to make some rough choices here. Again, if we're going to make any trades, the deadline's going to have to be when it is. Message when you're ready. I will. On Twitter, here, or Xbox. Let me know. 37-6-3. Go all in for the three-peat. Well, that's the thing. If I keep the roster the same, I mean, we are committing to losing people, which is fine. On Twitter? All right, cool. Will do. I probably won't go through the playoffs tonight. I'll probably, probably blue ball the audience here and make them wait for a different time. Although, I'll probably play this in Resi again tomorrow if I'm streaming. I don't know, man. My schedule's a disaster. There's a good chance I won't be streaming Monday night. We'll see. 41-6-3. Oh, my balls. Well, you know. These things happen. Imagine Braden McNabb for a first-round pick in 2025. Imagine. Imagine. When did we... So what, it was 18-19. And we won the Cup, what, in 2023? It's ridiculous. 44-6-4. Make that 45. Oh, it's going to be close, but I think we'll be a playoff team this year. I think we'll be a playoff team this year. Call it a hunch, but I think we might have what it takes. I think we might have what it takes to make the playoffs this year. Maybe. If we're lucky, we might have a chance. We'll see. 50 wins before the deadline. I think we have to keep the team the same, don't we? We can't change anything. I think... Have I broken the President's Curse? Yes, we have. I think we have to keep the team as is. We have 53 wins as of the deadline. I think we just keep the team as is, say to hell with the consequences. We've already clinched a playoff spot. That's amazing. I think we keep the team as is, say to hell with whatever consequences happen. And if we lose people, so be it. Like I said, if we decide we want to keep Demko, then we just RFA Wallstead, I believe. He should be an RFA at the end of the year. Let's actually double check these contracts instead of trade values here. Let's double check. This is nuts. So, yeah, Wallstead's an RFA at the end of the year. So, we very well could just let him be offer sheeted and stick with Demko. You'll almost lose every game in March. Probably. Probably. Defensively, McAvoy's deals up. Tkachuk and Kravchenko are RFAs. So that's going to be bad. We're probably going to lose McAvoy for nothing. And then, of course, guys like Goulet and O'Mara are RFAs. I think we go for it. I think we go for it. McAvoy's a UFA. Draisaitl's a UFA. We have a lot of RFAs, though. Fuck it. Let's go for it. We might be able to make something happen at the draft. Extend people now. The problem with UFAs, though, is that we're not going to get discounted. That's the problem. Even now, like, yeah. I mean, Draisaitl's looking for 13 mil. We have 17 mil to spend. It's not going to help. Like, with the RFAs, it might help. But the problem is, it might be better suited for us to let them go to free agency and we just, you know, accept the offer sheets. So, I'm not going to re-sign anybody right now. The UFAs want too much money. The RFAs, it might be more valuable to let them go. I think we go for it. We go for it. We're keeping the team as is. We're not making any changes. We'll wheel and deal at the draft if we have to. But for now, the team stays the same. And we go for it. I fully expect us to lose the majority of our games throughout the month of March. But that's okay. Quinn! Half a year of menu streaming. Indeed. Been longer than that for me. But I appreciate that resub, buddy. God damn, you know what? We haven't done this tonight. Do I want to do this? I don't know. Maybe. We might have to do this in honor of Quinn. We might have to. We might have to do this in honor of Quinn. We might have to. We might have to. We might have to do this in honor of Quinn. Will it work? Probably not. Please. Please work. Please work. I'm still trying to get refamiliarized with these lights. Hey, there it is. In honor of Quinn. In honor of Quinn. It did stop. No, there we go. That's better. Hold on. We gotta line this up perfectly. Hold on. Hold on. In honor of Quinn. In honor of Quinn.
Dance.
That's the good stuff. That was the good stuff. The really good stuff. Go ahead and delete that. And Save the lights. Save. There we go. We have 68 wins. 2 games left in the season. There's an outside chance we're gonna hit 70. Just gonna throw that out there. Quinn, thank you very much, by the way, for that resub. Let's see if we can hit 70 wins, which will be the most wins I've ever had with a team. 196 on the ratings, by the way, with the salary cap on. San Jose, will you ruin the dream? 6-0. 69 wins.
Nice.
Boy. Calgary, we have your first round pick too. Calgary, do we jump into it? Do we treat it like a playoff game? 69, 8-4. We're going for 70 wins in the regular season. Do we treat it like a playoff game? I feel like we have to. Calgary, bring it on. We're not getting to the playoffs tonight. I need to let the mojo reset. Oh, boy. Bring it on, Calgary. First period. Opening goal from Kirill Kaprizov. Second period. Lindholm, Hart, and Monahan. We are tied. We're going for win number 70, damn it. And I guarantee we would have won it. I guarantee. Why reset 70 win mojo? Because we're going to lose to Calgary and we're not going to hit 70 wins because you jinxed it. You jinxed it. 70 wins. Going up in flames. Charlie McAvoy. Come on. Hit 70. Hit 70. Please. Overtime. Okay. That takes forever to skip ahead. Hit 70. Are we going to a shootout? I'm gonna watch it if it doesn't end soon. I was gonna watch the shootout if it went. Doesn't have to. We don't have to do shit. We just won 70 games in the regular season. 70 games in the regular goddamn season.
Dance.
70 wins. Get a little shoulder shimmy going. 70 wins. 70 goddamn wins. Do you believe in miracles? Do you believe in miracles? 70 wins. Charlie McAvoy ties it and wins it 4-3 in overtime. The Edmonton Oilers, 2-time Stanley Cup champions, just went 78-4 in the regular season. What the hell? 144 points. Some teams actually still have games left this season, so let's sim another day. There we go. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this record-breaking season. 70, 80-4. Anaheim, Vancouver, San Jose also made the playoffs. Dallas, St. Louis, Winnipeg, and the team will be playing in the first round. Nashville also made it. The Atlantic is Tampa, Buffalo, Ottawa, Boston, the Metro, Philly, New York, New Jersey, and Carolina. We finished with 144 points. Washington had 62. We averaged nearly 4 goals a game at .394. One of just 3 teams to average over 3 goals a game. We averaged nearly 4. Goals against at a .182. The only team to average under 2 goals against per game. Our power play was at 26.2%, the best in the league. Only one shorthanded goal against. Our power play at 86.1% was the second best in the league. 37-2-2 at home, 33-6-2 on the road. A 9-1 record heading into the postseason. Oh boy. The team. Connor McDavid, 95 points, 48 goals. Kirill Kaprizov, 93 points, 52 goals. Connor McDavid with a plus 69, by the way.
Nice.
Shot 19%. Brock Besser, the big free agent signing, 92-point season with 42 assists. Ralph Penner, 80 points, 39 goals. Leon Draisaitl, 80 points. Andrew Andrews, 78 points. Ryan O'Reilly, it drops off a little bit from there, but 41 points for O'Reilly, 37 for Marlowe, 33 for Ivanov, 32 for Jimmy Hart, only 25 for Yahir Asham, last year's playoff MVP outside of Demko. Pretty disappointing season for him. Reese Fox with 25. Every single forward had a mountain of shots as well. Defensively, 45 points for Seth Jones, 44 for Werenski, 30 for Andrew Chuck, 28 for McAvoy, 17 for Clefbaum, 9 for Kravchenko. Goaltending, Jesus Christ. A 935 for Demko, 52-7-3 with 14 shutouts, 18-2-1 record with 3 shutouts for Wallstead, a 934. Jesus Christ. That is the most ridiculous season I think I've ever seen. McDavid, Kaprizov, and Besser led the league. They were the top 3. From there you had guys like McKinnon, Rintoul, and Genther. Penner was up there. Draisaitl and Andrews were up there as well. The goal-scoring leaders, Kaprizov, McDavid, and Besser were the top 3. Gusev was up there as well, alongside guys like Vasily Podkolzin, Dylan Genther, and Pavel Dorofeyev. The assist leader, Andrew Andrews, 64. Draisaitl was up there as well. Those were the only 2 players to break 60 assists on the season. Best plus-minus was obviously Besser at a plus 70. As far as the defense leaders are concerned, goal-scoring king was Carlson with 22, and the total point leader was Rasmus Dahlin. We also had Makar, Olli Levy, Noah Delamont, and Thomas Shabatawa up there. Goalie-wise, 52 wins for Demko, 9 more than second-place Vasilevsky. He also played 6 less games than Vasilevsky. Fucking stupid. Spencer Knight was up there for wins as well, but, you know, I think we made the right choice. The shutout leader was actually John Gibson, which is crazy, but he did play 3 more games than Demko. Save percentage king is, Thatcher Demko's winning the Vezina. He has to. Demko has to win the Vezina. Rookie race. It is going to be Rick Miele in Calgary, who we almost traded for. Stan Coven, Stranges, Peter Reynolds. Not bad. Not bad. John Gibson had a crazy good year. He had a crazy good year. Damn. What a season that was. What a season that was. Okay. Cliffhanger. Speed run the playoffs. Cliffhanger. Speed run the playoffs. And by speed run, I mean who gives a fuck until we get to the conference final, because anything short of the conference final, or anything short of the cup final, is an extreme disappointment. Is that an NHL 19 record? Most wins in a season with salary cap on? Probably. Someone who will respond to this on YouTube will be like, hey, you know, let's do it. Let's do it. So again, first round here against Nashville. Let's take a look at the team. We are going to speed run the first 3 rounds at the very least, though. So let's do this. No slow sim of the third period unless it's an elimination game. It's a pretty strong Nashville team, featuring former Oiler, Jay O'Brien. Top line's pretty good. The defense is still well-rounded with Yossi Fabro. Saros is the starter. Let's see what happens. We're obviously not changing anything about our lines. Nashville in 4, probably. Let's see what happens. Game 1 of round 1 against Nashville. First period. 2 goals for Philip Forsberg. AA gets 1 back. Duda scores. Brock Besser gets us back to within 1 with 2 seconds left. Second period. It is 4-all. Marlowe, Rodriguez, and Connor McDavid. We're going to sim the third. Nashville takes it 6-4 final. Thatcher Demko falls apart. And the Preds take a game on the road, handing us just our 5th loss at home all season long. We drop game 1 to the Preds. If we lose game 2, Wallstead might have to save the day. We're going to jump right into it. Game 2 against the Preds. Let's see what happens. First period. We get the lone goal. It's Leon Draisaitl 25 seconds in. Second period. We get the other goal. You hear Asham. It's 2-0. Third period. And that's it. Demko responds after getting shelled with a 30-save shutout and a 2-0 victory for the Oilers. This series is tied at 1 apiece. Draisaitl and Asham with the goals. Good stuff and a good rebounding performance by Demko. We will jump to Game 3. Why waste time? To Game 3 we go. Again, we're speedrunning it. Screw the YouTube-style dramatics. We're going for it. We're going for it because I want to play Apex Legends. First period of Game 3 here in Nashville is scoreless. Second period is not. Connor McDavid has the lone goal of the game. Third period, and it's a 2-1 victory. Marleau gets the goal. Ryan Johansson scored roughly 6 minutes later, but it was not enough. We rebound from a tough Game 1 loss to take Game 3 as well. Well, Game 2 and Game 3. The score 2-1. Saros was the first star. Demko, though, with 23 saves. McDavid with a goal. The top 3 stars. The team technique is to get all the goals against for a series in the first game. Apparently, Nashville has 1 goal in their last 2 games after scoring 6. 5 with an empty netter in Game 1. Game 4. Game 4. We are the masters of the 3-1 series lead in the first round. First period is scoreless. Second period is not. Brock Besser and Charlie McAvoy with the goals. Third period, 3-0 is your final. Ralph Penner with the goal. And the Oilers rebound from a tough Game 1 loss to take a 3-1 series lead. Another shutout for Thatcher Demko, 30 saves, 2 assists for McDavid, and the goal for Brock Besser. We are 1-1 away from punching our ticket to the second round. One beautiful win away. A rough start to the series for Demko and company, but we've rebounded well. Bakersfield has also made the playoffs. Let's see what happens here, though. Game 5, back in Edmonton. Let's see if we can end this series. Demko goes from allowing 5 goals to allowing just 1 goal in 3 games. First period of Game 5. And the Oilers are hot. Tolvanen scores. Less than a minute later, McDavid ties it. Ivanov and Besser with 2 goals late in the period. It's 3-1. Second period, it is now 4-1. Brock Besser scores. Third period, this series is over. Brock Besser scores again. It is a hat trick for the major free agent acquisition. And we rebound from a 6-4 loss in Game 1 to absolutely ripping them to shreds over the next 4 games. 4-point night for Besser. A hat trick of assists for Seth Jones. Nashville is out. I think that's an understatement. 9 points in 5 games for Connor McDavid. Take a look here. Draisaitl 6 points. McDavid killed it. Besser had as many goals as games played. The Preds got hustled. That's one way to put it. Kaprizov was goalless. The second line didn't have to do much. I mean, really, outside of the top line, they didn't have to do much. Doesn't really matter, does it? Especially, too, Seth Jones, 6 assists in 5 games played. And goaltending-wise, Demko rebounds from an awful game. Just an awful game in Game 1. 2 shutouts and 4 wins with a .950 save percentage. The gentleman's sweep. That's one way to put it. That is one way to put it. We are moving on. The one thing I want to check, though, would be the AHL point leaders, because we did have NHL caliber talent. Kallio was 62 points. Not bad. I'm shocked this team only has 1 franchise player. Franchise in label only. Let's be honest. It's pretty much a franchise caliber team. I mean, the top 6 features players you could build a team around. As we await, here we go, second round, it is going to be Vancouver. Wouldn't be a playoff series or a playoff run without us having to play the Canucks. Brock Besser going up against the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's another Kevin Durant mention. Kevin Durant. They still have Duchesne, Pettersson, Jordan Eberle is there. They did sign Sebastian Aho to replace Besser. William Karlsson, Horvat, it's not terrible. Defensively, it's still really good. Ulevi, Riley, Byram, they signed Philip Hronek. Their goalie's Mike DiPietro. They have a really good team. They have a really good team. But I'd say we're a step above that on paper. Let's see what happens. I could easily see us losing this series. I could easily see it. Game 1 against the Canucks. Let's do this. First period, scoreless. Second period, not scoreless. The Canucks take the lead. Bertschke with a goal. Penner tied it. Duchesne, a minute and 3 seconds later, restores the lead. Third period. And it's a marvelous comeback. A marvelous comeback for the Oilers. 3 goals in the third period. Connor McDavid, Marleau, and Kravchenko. The lead slips away from the Canucks. Game 1 goes to the Oilers by the score of 4-2. Kravchenko, the first star. Kravchenko, the first star of the game. Did not see that coming. Out of all the players, all the superstars we have on this team. We go to game 2. Bakersfield, by the way, swept out of the playoffs, unfortunately. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Whoops, I am hitting all the wrong buttons. There we go. First period of game 2. The Canucks get the opening goal. Pettersson scores. Second period, we respond in kind. Marleau scores again. Charlie McAvoy does as well. Third period, and the Oilers are up 2-0 in this series. Brock Besser and Marcus Ivanov with the goals. 4-1 is your final. First star effort from Thatcher Demko, and a 2-point night for Leon Draisaitl. We are halfway there. We go to Vancouver. Game 3. Game 3 against the Canucks. We have that 2-0 series lead intact. Let's see what happens. First period. Canucks get the opening goal again. Morgan Riley. Second period. It's 2-2. Leon Draisaitl scores. Karlsson restores the lead. Connor McDavid ties this game up again. Third period. And Vancouver takes it. Vancouver takes it. We have ourselves a series. Bertschke with the goal. Karlsson the empty netter. And the Canucks are not out of it yet. 2-1 series lead. They get the win at home. DiPietro with 28 saves. Game 4 is going to be very, very interesting. Very interesting. Will the Canucks tie the series up, or will we have a chance to end it on home ice in Game 5? Let's see how this goes. Again, as the speed run continues. First period of Game 4. The Canucks get the opening goal again. Matt Duchesne. Second period, we tie it. AA. Third period. And Vancouver ties this series. Thatcher Demko slipping up on the road. 5 goals allowed in that third period. Eberle, Mott, Aho, Bertschke, and Karlsson. The Canucks are not done yet. 31 saves for DiPietro, a hat trick of assists for Bo Horvat. And this Game 5 back in Edmonton just got a hell of a lot more interesting. Oh God, you know, that's a fair point. That is exactly the clip. Where the hell is that? There it is.
The hell is that?
That's better. I was looking for it. I'm not gonna make the change, but Thatcher, you got a lot to prove. You are a 2-time Conn Smythe winner, back-to-back Conn Smythe winner. You have a lot to prove in Game 5. First period, scoreless. Second period, scoreless. Third period. And the Oilers win it, thank God. Andrew Shaw gets the opening goal. Connor McDavid saves the day. we rebound from a very rough set of losses to take Game 5. We will have a chance to end this series in Game 6. 28 save effort from Demko. The 2 goals from the captain, McDavid. And we have a chance to punch our ticket back to the conference final for the 3rd straight year if we win here in Game 6. Our first of 2 potential opportunities to get the job done in this series against the Canucks. First period. Goal apiece. Besser and Pettersson with 6 seconds left. Second period. We get the lone goal. Brock Besser strikes again. Third period. Is this series over? Yes, it is. McDavid and Besser. Judas himself. A real Kevin Durant, this guy. Breaks the heart of his old team. Brock Besser and Connor McDavid get the job done, leading the way. Another playoff hat trick for Besser. That's his second a 4-point game for McDavid. 27 saves for Demko. And again, for the 3rd straight year, we go to the Western Conference Final. We are 2-time defending champions. We won 70 games in the regular season. And we will be playing the Dallas Stars in the Western Conference Final. Let's take a look. David's already on 20 fucking points. Again, we went 78-4 in the regular season. We'll look at our lines in a second. I want to take a look at Dallas. Music, I thank you for that. An 8, I thank you. God damn it. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look at the Dallas Stars and what we're up against. Ben, Sagan, and Newhook. Robertson, Haula, Gurionov, Tufte, Rask, Silverberg, Ferland, Dzingel, and Anders Lee. That's not bad. Are we going to ignore Bakersfield going 0-3? I mentioned it, but there's not much to talk about because I expected them to lose. They didn't exactly run the table in the regular season. I mean, we can take a look in a second, but their defense is their specialty with Haskin and Klingberg, CC Honka, Hetherington, and Haig. Goaltender, 86, Mackenzie Blackwood, was a .933 save percentage. That's not a bad team. That's the type of team in the playoffs that can normally ruin your night. Hopefully that's not the case this time. It's also Ottawa and New York in the Eastern Conference Final. But, yeah, Ninja, with Bakersfield, I mean, we can take a look. They didn't even win their division. They barely made it. 35-30-3. So, when I had seen that record, I kind of expected them to struggle. Should they have done better with the team that they have? Yeah, by far. By far. I meant to go to player stats. Whoops. Whoops. But, yeah, I mean, with the team that they have, should they have done better? Absolutely. But, I mean, with NHL caliber talent like Kallio, Rask, Yamamoto, Langkow, and Alex Radulov. But, you know, carry on. No, it's all good, Ninja. It's all good. I didn't take a look at it. I was going to, but, you know. All right, a quick look at the squad here before we start the Western Conference Final against Dallas. Leon Draisaitl, 12 points in 11 games. Connor McDavid, 20 points in 11 games. Brock Besser, 15 points, 9 goals in 11 games. Kaprizov, still goalless. He was amazing in our first Cup win. He struggled in the last 2 postseasons. Andrews, only 3 points. I mean, right now, our top line is leading the way. We don't really need much else from everybody else. But there is no doubt that outside of the top line, everyone else is lacking. But the hope is, if that top line slows down, that everybody else can pick up the everyone else can pick up the slack, and you'd like to think that they could. And defensively, Werenski, 4 points, 10 assists for Seth Jones, 1 point for Andrzejczyk, 3 for McAvoy, 1 for Clefbaum, and 2 for Kravchenko. Goaltending-wise, Demko still rocking a .933 with 2 shutouts. Wallstead still just waiting, like Tuukka Rask in the wings. When is it going to be my chance? Hopefully next season, either with this team or not. So we'll see. Let's do this. Hart's already an 85. Yeah, I noticed too that somebody else, somebody else went up too. I think it was Ivanov. First period of Game 1 here in the Western Conference Final. See what happens. It's a goal apiece. Fox and Ferland. Second period, all Edmonton. Besser, McDavid, and Andrews. We're up 4-1. Third period, and a little bit of a fight from Gurionov. It wasn't enough. O'Reilly and Besser both score. 6-2 is the final in Game 1. We take the lead. 2 goals again for Besser. A goal for McDavid. 2 more assists for Seth Jones. I would assume it's the power play that's killing it. Tough to tell. We go to Game 2, though, off the back of a 6-2 victory in Game 1. See what happens. Still in Edmonton for this. Let's see what happens. Game 2. First period is scoreless. Second period is very much not scoreless. Klingberg gets the opening goal. We respond in kind. Penner, McDavid, and Fox. We go to the third period up by 2. See what happens. It is game over. Kaprizov gets his first of the postseason finally. Draisaitl adds another one. 5-1 is your final in Game 2. We are 2 games away from the Stanley Cup. A 3-assist night for Zach Werenski. Oh boy, we have outscored them by an absurd 11 goals to 3 over the first 2 games of this series. We head to Dallas for Game 3. And if the Stars lose this one, they are in a lot of goddamn trouble, but this is the time where Vancouver started to turn it around. First period, it's a goal apiece. Kaprizov scores again. Jamie Benn gets his first of the series. Second period, Dallas is putting up a fight. McDavid gave us the lead, but Robertson and Newhook, with 7 seconds left, fight to give the Stars the lead. We go to a big third period for the course of this series. Let's see what happens. And Dallas takes it. Demko's struggles on the road continue. Newhook, Gurianov with the goals. 2 more goals for Gurianov. Besser and Draisaitl score, but it was not enough. 6-4 is your final. And one has to wonder if we should start playing Wallstead on the road and Demko at home. 3-point nights for Gurianov, Newhook, and Robertson. And the Stars are back in the series. We're going to stay with Demko for Game 4, but his struggles on the road are becoming a little bit of a concern. We'll see what happens here, though. Big time Game 4. Either we have a chance to end the series in 5, or this series will be tied. First period, 2 goals for the Stars. Ben and Robertson. Spires. I'm going with Spires. Thank you for the ball. Second period, we tie it. Ivanov and McDavid. Third period, do we have a tied series, or do we have a chance to punch our ticket to the Stanley Cup Final for the 3rd year in a row in Game 5? We're going to overtime. I'm just going to hit the button. 3, 2, McDavid or Ben, 1. The Edmonton Oilers win it. Jimmy Hart, the mouth of the South. I'm not watching it, damn it. I'm not watching it. Don't push your luck. I was going to cliffhanger you on this entire postseason. Don't push your luck. The Oilers have a 3-1 series lead. Jimmy Hart's, I believe, first ever postseason goal. 29 saves for Demko. The mouth of the South gets the overtime goal. And we have a chance to end the series in 5 games. Let's see what happens. Demko, we need a strong effort from you. Let's do it. Game 5. Are we going back to the Cup Final for a chance at the three-peat? First period, 3-1 Oilers. Double A. Ferland ties it. McDavid and Fox both score. Second period, it's a goal apiece. Victor Rask and Connor McDavid again. Third period, we're 20 minutes away from the Cup. Are we going? Yes, we are. The goal from Sagan is not enough. We win this series in 5 games. We are going back to the Stanley Cup Final. The chance at the three-peat is alive. A 2-goal night for McDavid. He leads the way. We dispatch of Nashville, Vancouver, and Dallas. We are going to the Stanley Cup Final to take on either Ottawa or the New York Rangers. And it's going to be the New York Rangers. Both teams 12-4 en route to the final. Oilers and Rangers. The Gretzky Bowl. The Messier Bowl. The Pretty Much Everyone Bowl. Because the Rangers just rebuilt the fucking Oilers in '94 to win the Cup. The Stanley Cup Final against the Rangers. Let's take a look at their team. Let's do it. Let's do it. We got this. Let's do this. If we win the cup, please use their alternates. We'll see. It's Denisenko, Zibanejad, Kravtsov, Spiller, Busnevich, Kaloran, Hedel, Stankoven, Olofsson, Howden, and Anderson. It's a decent team. It's a pretty good team. I think we know that we're better. Defensively, Shea, Lundqvist, Dahlstrom, Pionk, Crawley, and Harper. The goaltender is Igor Shesterkin, who has a .946 with 3 shutouts. It's a really well-rounded team. Their defense is a bit weak on paper. Their goaltender's on a tear. But we have perhaps the most dominant line in hockey in 30 years in the playoffs. Draisaitl 20 points in 16 games. McDavid 27 points with 14 goals. Besser with 23 points and 12 goals. Kaprizov woke up a little bit with 9 points. 7 for Andrews, 8 for Penner, 4 for Ivanov, 4 for O'Reilly, 3 for Asham, 7 points for Aaron Marlowe, 4 for Hart, and 5 for Reese Fox. That fourth line was very good for us in that series against Vancouver. Defensively, Werenski with 9 assists, 14 for Jones, 4 points for Andreychuk, 3 for McAvoy, 2 for Clefbaum, and 1 for Kravchenko. Demko, a .924. He hasn't been perfect. On paper, we have the advantage, but statistically, they have the advantage in goal. It could go anyway. It could go anyway. Let's see what happens. Stanley Cup Final. Will the three-peat? Will the three-peat live? Will it happen? First period of Game 1. 2-0 Oilers, Marlowe and Penner with the goals. We get the Shesterkin early. Second period, 3-0. Leon Draisaitl scores. Third period, Game 1 to the Oilers. AA made it 4. Denisenko ruins the shutout. We have the 1-0 win. 33 saves for Demko. We are 3 games away. We are 3 wins away from the Stanley Cup. We swept Toronto in the final last year. Let's see what happens here. Game 2. Game 2. First period. Rangers strike first. Mika Zibanejad. Second period. The Rangers have a 3-1 lead. Denisenko makes it 2. Besser gets a goal back. Hedel makes it 3-1. Third period. Is there a comeback? There is not. The Rangers take Game 2 on the road by the score of 3-1. Shesterkin makes 37 saves. We have ourselves a series. There will be no sweep this time out. We went to 7 games in the first cup. We swept Toronto for the second cup. There will be no sweep this time out. We go to Game 3 in New York. Pressure's on. This is anybody's series. First period. The Rangers strike. Stankoven and Anderson. 2-0 New York. Second period. We fight back. Kerfoot made it 3-0. Draisaitl and Besser get us back into the game, but it's still 3-2 Rangers. Third period. We are going to overtime. McDavid and O'Reilly. Kravtsov, though, ties it. 40 shots to 25. We are going to overtime here in Game 3. Let's see what happens. We're not going to watch it. Except for, this version of watching it. Power play for New York. They cannot capitalize. 10 minutes down. Are we destined for double overtime? Or will there be a late winner in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final? Double overtime. You know how this works, I think. I think you do. Don't blink, you might miss it. I'm going to say Besser or Stankoven. Double overtime. Game 3 goes to the Rangers. Logan Stankoven. The Rangers take it 5-4 and rebound from losing Game 1 to take a 2-1 series lead. The series stands at 2-1 for the Rangers. Game 4 is huge. We need to win this game. Demko, we need a performance of a lifetime here. First period of Game 4. 1 goal apiece, Alex Kerfoot and Brock Besser, with 53 seconds left. Second period is scoreless. Either we're going to have a tied series on our hands, or the Rangers are going to have a 3-1 series lead. Third period. Ryan O'Reilly, who was supposed to be a 1-year rental, it's his 3rd season with the team. We take Game 4 by the score of 2-1, and the Stanley Cup Final now is essentially a best of 3. Shesterkin gets the first star effort in the loss. This series is all tied up. Game 5. Game 5. Let's do it. We had a huge effort from Demko there, and we needed it. Game 5, back on home ice. First period, it's a goal apiece, AA, and Grigory Denisenko. We outshot him 12-4. Second period, Kravtsov gives the Rangers the 2-1 lead, only for AA and Connor McDavid to restore the lead, 4-2. As we head to the third period, 5-2 is your final. Fox with the goal. We battle back from 2-1 down. 4 unanswered goals, 5-2 final. We are 1 win away from the three-peat. 2 goals for McDavid, 2 goals for Andrews. Game 6, back in New York. Will it be the end of the series, or will the Rangers force Game 7? Let's find out. Is the three-peat on the cards? Will it end here in Game 6 in New York? First period, 1-0. Connor McDavid wanting that Conn Smythe. Second period, goal apiece, Brett Howden and Ryan O'Reilly. Third period here. We are 20 minutes away from the three-peat. Power play chance early goes to waste. Halfway through the third, still up by 1. 6 minutes left. 6 minutes left. 59 seconds left. 59 seconds left. This, I do believe... Yeah, oh shit. Up. There we go. This, I believe, is the one jersey that we have not won the cup in. I'm pretty sure we won it at home. We won it using the McFarland jersey. We're going with the classic. We're going with the road jersey. We are 56 seconds away from a three-peat. After winning 70 games in the regular season, we are just moments away. Moments away from a three-peat with the Oilers. Screw whatever problems are going to come after this. Screw whatever we have to do to set this team up. 59 seconds. The time jumps up a little bit. We win the opening draw. That was O'Reilly winning it back to Clefbaum. O'Reilly over the line. Intercepted by Buchnevich. Here come the Rangers. Spiller. As Shesterkin vacates the net. Ivanov battling Lundqvist for it. Spiller gets bumped off by O'Reilly. He finds Clefbaum. Clefbaum to Ivanov. It gets blocked by Lundqvist. Spiller finds Buchnevich. 33 seconds left. Brady Shea back down the sideboards. Buchnevich back to the point. Kerfoot finds Lundqvist. Drops off for Stankoven. Asham breaks it up. Recovered by Buchnevich. Now Clefbaum. Drops it back for O'Reilly. Clefbaum. Quick pass to Ivanov. O'Reilly! The three-peat is successful. Ryan O'Reilly with the empty netter. It should not be in broadcast because if I ever go to EASHL or play Hut, I have to change it back and I never remember to. Fuck True Broadcast because you can't set it to be a mode-specific camera angle. Ryan O'Reilly with the empty net goal The Edmonton Oilers are about to complete the three-peat. We beat Tampa in 7. We swept Toronto. And now, Connor McDavid, Brock Besser, and the Edmonton Oilers super team will beat the New York Rangers in 6 games to win their 3rd straight Stanley Cup. Connor McDavid seems like a lock to win the Conn Smythe. It's almost impossible that he's not going to because of how Demko managed to slip up, especially in the Vancouver series. The three-peat is successful. Thatcher Demko, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Seth Jones, Zach Werenski, the 70-win super team gets it done in the playoffs as well. The three-peat is real. And again, whatever issues pop up after this, whatever we have to deal with at the draft in terms of the cap, so be it. 3 straight. This game is so RNG heavy, but when you build a team like that, you can't help but get the win. Which, let's be honest, everyone thought when we won 70 games, we were going to get probably swept in the first round. It's happened before. In certain YouTube series, it has happened before. But not this time. I love that Oilers jersey, by the way. Adidas did a great job with it. Say what you want about the orange. That road Oilers jersey is badass. Absolutely ridiculous. 3 straight Stanley Cups. Connor McDavid wins the Conn Smythe. 35 points for McDavid in this playoff run. Undeniably had to unseat Thatcher Demko as the Conn Smythe winner. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. For the 3rd time. Oh, look at Jimmy. For the 3rd time. And the 2nd year in a row on the road, we will be raising the cup. Connor McDavid, for the 3rd time, for the 3rd consecutive time, raises the Stanley Cup. The Oilers dynasty has been rebuilt. It looked beautiful at the Spa. It looks even better at MSG. The cup is handed off. I don't know who the hell's wearing number 6 for this team. It is Aaron Marlowe, which I don't necessarily disagree with because he had a great postseason on the 4th line. Is that Clefbaum? That is. Oscar Clefbaum has also won all 3 cups here. We let him go to free agency, brought him back anyway. 3 cups for Clefbaum. The longest standing member of this team, Oscar Clefbaum. Just make the most of it, man. Make the most of it. This makes me want to throw up. Well, you know. I think it's beautiful. Thatcher Demko. 3 straight Stanley Cups for Thatcher Demko. The decision to sign him over Jake Ottinger, despite some Demko struggles at times, especially this postseason, seemed to have worked out pretty well, which is absolutely going to raise the question over whether or not Demko's prime years are behind him and whether or not we should go with Wallstead. We thought we were going to have to answer that question this year. We absolutely have to answer it this year. Shesterkin was great in defeat, but Ryan O'Reilly with 2 goals sealed the deal. The three-peat is successful. The three-peat. Why are they raising 2 fingers? I don't know. It should be 3. Two cups on the road. That's what it was for. 2 cups on the road. 16-6 en route to the cup. And we win it on May 27th. It was an early ender. I love how we can tell which players are created. Yeah, because I don't bother changing up the faces. It's a waste of time. That's the only time you see their faces is if you win the cup. Wow, the Calder Cup's taking a while to decide. There we go. The Calder Cup. The Calder Cup goes to the Rockford Ice Hogs. Salary cap, I believe, just went up a little bit. EA thought 3 in a row was impossible. That would explain it. 35 points in 22 games for Connor McDavid in that playoff run. Ridiculous. We beat Nashville in the first round in 5. We beat Vancouver in 6, I should say. And we beat Dallas in 5, and then New York in 6. Looking at the team. Jesus Christ. McDavid, 35 points, 18 goals in 22 games. Brock Besser, 30 points in 22 games. Leon Draisaitl, 27 points in 22 games. Probably the most dominant top line in a postseason run, at least since the 80s, at least for the past 30 years. Kaprizov only had 2 goals. Think about Kirill Kaprizov as well. Regular season monster, but in the playoffs, he scored 15 goals in his first playoff run with us. He has 5 goals in his last 43 playoff games. That is an underrated story, is that we are still putting up points and still winning cups, despite Kirill Kaprizov completely falling off. Andrews with 10 points. Marleau, Penner with 9, O'Reilly with 8. Fox and Ivanov with 7 apiece. Jimmy and Asham. Asham as well. If you do well in the playoffs, you're cursed. He had 17 points, 13 goals last year. Only 4 points this year. He had as many points in this playoff run as he had assists last year. Defensively, 16 points for Seth Jones, 13 for Werenski. We only saw 3 goals from defensemen. Goaltending, Thatcher Demko. I mean, still, a 923. Not great. Certainly not good enough to win the Conn Smythe. When you look at numbers that he put up last year, he's going to win the Vezina this year, but yeah. I mean, look at what Thatcher Demko had done. First year we won the Cup in unbelievable 955. Second year we won the Cup at 933, and now this year at 923. So, I don't know. It might be the right time to get rid of Thatcher Demko, but we're not going to worry about that right now. We're gonna enjoy the fact that we have won the Cup in 3 consecutive years. There we go. Look at the beautifulness of that right there. Crazy. Crazy. Also, for those wondering, that would be, we've won the President's Trophy 2 out of 3 years. In terms of player awards, McDavid wins his 2nd straight. Art Ross. Besser was the one to win it before him. The Hart goes to McDavid for the 2nd year in a row. Rasmus Dahlin wins his 2nd Norris in a row. Kaprizov, 2 straight Lady Bings. Miele won the Calder, no surprise there. McDavid wins the Conn Smythe. Yeah, upsetting Demko for that award. The Vezina, though, goes to Demko, his 2nd in 3 years. The Jennings, same thing, his 2nd in 3 years. Masterton to Logan Stanley for the 2nd year in a row. Ombull wins his 1st Calder. McDavid wins the Ted Lindsay for the 2nd year in a row. And Kaprizov wins the Rocket Richard in consecutive years, which, again, is shocking that Kaprizov was the Rocket Richard winner for the past 2 years in a row because he's completely disappeared in the playoffs. Maxim Shushko put up the most points in the AHL and was also league MVP. Davis scored the most goals. Klo, the best rookie. Best defenseman was Tony D'Angelo. Best goalie, Casey DeSmith. And Riddick, MVP of the playoffs. And that concludes another season with the Oilers. We have a couple of draft picks coming up, including a great opportunity at winning a high lottery pick with Calgary, who finished 2nd last. We got a lot that we have to change about this team. 3 in a row, though. 3 in a row. It's pretty good. 70-win season. 3rd straight cup. That's a good spot to end it.